May the 20th, 2007.
Okay, so this is my first vlog. I hate that word, but video blog that I wanted to do, and I'm here in Costa Rica with my sister Eva, and her daughter Dani.
Say hi, Danny.
Hi.
And we just wanted to talk to make this video, just to talk a little bit about our blog and our story and everything that I know some of you have been reading. I recently started posting more entries about kind of different stories within the larger story about how we got separated and then finding each other again. And I don't know, it's just a really powerful story, I guess, that we both really wanted to share with people, and as a way to kind of remember our mother and everything that our parents gave up to, I don't know.
Well, that's kind of funny, because we didn't plan that, so we were trying to do it just naturally. We don't have a point. We don't have a real point to that. We just want to show you. Maybe you can imagine a little bit the way that we were before and the way that we are right now. We haven't changed that much. We just have grown up, I guess.
Yeah.
But we're not different. Everything that we were before is here, is within. So we would like to show you a little bit of us. Like, you don't have just to read it, but you will have a face to imagine when you read our blogs. So gets us the whole point of it, and being silly a little bit.
Well, it's funny because today's May 20th and yesterday was May 19th. And May 19th, 25 years ago, is when I was separated from my family for the first time. And that I wrote an entry about, which was, I guess it's in the main story, the adoption story, and it's also in where the adoption story ends. The orphanage is the kind of the second part, where the police found me in the back room, and then they took me to they put me in an orphanage, and I was there for about a year. Then I was adopted, and then this is also a very important year because 9 years ago we were reunited, and that was.
It's 9 years. It's amazing. I don't feel like it was 9 years. I feel like it was for a whole life that I've met you, actually, which is.
Is that good or bad?
Well, sometimes it's good, really good. Sometimes it's really weird if no one knows you as much as you know me, because we are the same. So
it was really funny getting to know each other because here we are. We grew up in completely different places in the world. You grew up here in Costa Rica. I grew up in America, and at first we didn't even talk that much, and then when we really started to get to know each other, the more we got to know each other, the more we had in common, the more we kind of thought the same and felt the same. So it was really interesting that even though we were thousands of miles apart, we still had a very strong connection.
No, maybe that's the right word to describe our relationship. It's more about connection than growing up together, because we never did. And knowing you was like, it was like if I've been with you forever. If I've never lost you.
Yeah.
Which is good. That's really good.
So I know I wrote a whole kind of entry about what I remember from the first night, which was just going to Costa Rica and, standing in line, waiting for the bags, being interviewed, and then coming out and having my father Luis and my little sister Stephanie just rush and, meet me there, and then just the drive to the hotel was what stuck out in my mind. But what do you remember from that first night when we kind of met for the first time?
It's blurry. I mean, it was a lot of there were a lot of things going on at that moment, and there's not a specific moment that I can recall, but I can't describe the emotion that I really felt this day. I can't describe how happy we were, and I could see that in my grandma's face, and I could see that in my family. My entire family was there waiting for him, and the only moment that I really remember is when I saw you crossing the door, because I was like shocked, and I was like, is that him? Is that really him? I mean, it was like the picture of my father walking by to us.
Just smaller, right?
No, he's smaller than you.
Yeah, that's true.
You were a picture of my father, but younger.
Yeah.
You were
Yeah.
exact image of him, and
Yeah.
it was hard, to get to see it like that, and see you coming. And then I remembered your parents, and they were standing there right behind you, and they were stumped, I guess. They were like trying to figure out what was happening at the moment, and maybe they weren't expecting that many people in there. And I don't know, everything was so blurry, but I remember I just wanted to hold you, and I couldn't at the moment because someone else got first to me, and I was just standing there waiting for my turn to hold you. And it was amazing. It was incredible. I mean, it was like a story, like a fairy tale, and it was coming true. So
Yeah.
it was nice. It was a happy moment, but it was also a really sad moment because all about my mom came to me at that moment. Remember you as it was remember my mother. So all that feelings just came to me, and they hit me at that moment, and I found you, but I knew that I've lost my mother still.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
That's
confusing.
yeah. That's something that I have an entry that I'm working on, and I think, you know, one of the toughest things for me was like, even though I found you and I found my family, when I found out, it meant that I would never meet my mother, and she was one of the people that I always wanted to meet. Growing up for me, you know, as someone who's adopted, you you know that you have a mother. You don't know about brothers and sisters, or even what your father was like. And I think it's something that a lot of adopted children grow up with and deal with. It's just, you have a mother, and that's the one person you want to meet. And so finding you meant not finding her, and that was really hard for a long time. And it was something that I had to get over. But I think, you know, like I said, one of the reasons that we started this is just because we want to kind of honor her, or have some memory of her and what she gave up, and what many people in our family gave up to, so that we could be together now, and doing this and sharing our story with other people. So.
In the beginning, it was so hard for me to let go all of these feelings about my mother. In the beginning, I knew that if I agreed to do that with you, it was going to be hard. It meant to take out of my heart everything that I was saving, everything that I was keeping there for my mom, and it was hard. It was hard for me, and I thought about that, and in a moment I thought to myself, maybe I shouldn't do that because, well, I love my mom and everything, but I'm not ready to let her go. But then I thought that we really needed to honor her in some way, and in another way, we should take this away. We should take this out of our hearts. So she's not gonna live just in our hearts, but in yours too. And the people who's gonna read this blog, and the people who's gonna kind of get to meet her, know her as much as we did, because we couldn't get to know her much.
Yeah.
So we want her to be an important part of our life, and for you too. I mean, that's the main point for me of writing there. Just one thing that Margaret said once, it was that she would like to know the way that we saw her, the way that we saw our mom, or the way that we kind of save her in our hearts, and that's the part that we want to share. And let me tell you, it's not easy. It's not easy at all to talk about my mom. It's not easy about reminding she's dead and she's not going to be with us anymore, and she was a great woman that we couldn't get to know her, and that it was a tough part of our life, accepting the fact that she's not going to be here with us. But we're here for a reason. I mean, if she's not here with us, we are her legacy. So we have a big responsibility in this, and we have to talk. We have to show the people what happened. We have to show the bad side of it and the good side also, because we are here and we're together. And, and after all what happened, nothing can stop us and nothing can push us away again. We're going to be together. It doesn't matter if you live in the end of the world and I live here in the middle of the world. And it doesn't matter if we don't see each other as much. But we really enjoy being together, and we really are part of this. Yeah. So we have to do something. We can't just stay there quiet and not to talk about that, because that's something that she taught. She showed us how to talk, how to stand for something, stand by something, how to defend or stand what you think about your ideals or things that you really believed in. And we really believed in this blog. We really believed in her and what she did for us.
Yeah, I think it's hard that in any civil war, in any war, there's so many bad things. My father lost so much. He lost a wife. He lost a son. He lost his country. I mean, people lose so much in war and in all these things, and I think we need stories kind of like this and others to show the good, that even in the bad times some good can come out of it, and that maybe they're not here, maybe she's not here with us today, but at least we have found each other again. And there's also the other story, the other woman from Boston who was reunited with her family, who I contacted a few weeks ago, and it was really interesting to talk to someone else who had such a similar story as myself, growing up in Boston and finding my family. And it's just, it's really cool to have experienced this, and to meet my family has been such a blessing in everything. So I think we just really wanted to share our story, our insights, our experiences growing up, and what we've been through as a family, because it is important to remember her, to show what it was like for those people who went through it, everything. So we really hope that you enjoy the blog, and that you like some of our stories, and that you thank you for taking an interest in watching this, reading what we've written and everything like that. It means a lot to us, because it is our story, and and we want to share it with people, because we feel we should.
One of the important things here is to show you the good part of it, because it will be so easy to hate. It will be so easy to hate the whole world for not having a mom since the beginning. It will be so easy to hate our country, to hate the people who was in the war, the people who killed my mother, and it will be the easy way, to handle this for us. But we are not hating anyone. We are not full of hate, and that's the reason why we're here, I guess, because we're good people. We haven't learned how to hate the others, and what we're trying to do is, even if it hurts a lot, we're trying to take the good thing about that, and just to show you, and finally you should know that there's more than hate in the world, and there's more than bad things to focus on. You have to focus on the good things about that, even if we been through a lot, and even if we've been through so much pain and suffering, and our life wasn't easy at all. I bet that you were living in a different condition than we were,
Yeah.
but it doesn't mean that it was easy for you. We were living in a very hard condition, economical condition, for so long, but it doesn't mean that it was easier for you or for me or whatever. It was same difficult for us, for all of us. We've been through a lot of things that you may not right now. Maybe we will share with you later, or maybe we will be so brave to share all of the things with you sometimes. But the thing is that we have to take the good. So I'm asking you to take the good things from this, not to hate, not to point anyone. This is not anyone's fault. This is not something that poor of me, it happened to me. You have to be ashamed of me, or I have to be ashamed of me. I'm not a victim. I will have to go on in any situation in our lives. So that's something that you really have to think about. Even if you've been through a lot of things, through a lot of difficulties, you have to take the good. And that's the main thing. And just leave the hate. Don't hate. Not focus on hating. Don't focus on making anyone guilty or judging or nothing like that, because it is not the point. The whole point is to take the good, as I told you before. So you may think about that. I really appreciate also you to read our blogs, and as you told, this is our story. Those blogs are not made up; they are real. They are made of real feelings, and I bet everything that you read there has touched you somehow, because it was real. It was from the bottom of our hearts, and it doesn't mean that it was easy to write them, but we've been trying to do that. So I hope you enjoy them. I hope they touch you. I hope you got a minute to think about the meaning of this, and try to change or try to understand a lot of things that happened. But we always have the opportunity to choose. Choose if you want to hate and live your life hating, or if you want to see the other part of the whole story. For so many years I didn't see that. For so many years I was blaming a lot of people for this. But one day I've learned that there is no one to blame, and that this happened for a reason. And I bet that she would be so proud of us. And that's why I'm working on. That's why I'm working, and that's why I'm trying to be the person that I am, and I'm trying to teach her how to be a good person too, because I want my mom to be proud of me.
So we hope you enjoyed everything that we've written so far, and we'll probably do this again soon. So we'll see you later.
Bye bye.